Hi guys, here we are again, this crazy Vaco family. We are cooking, we are making sourdough, and this is my reality right now. I am always nursing, so this is sourdough so simple that husbands and kids can do it. And I have been studying fermented foods for getting close to 8+ years. And I've kind of had a love-hate relationship with sourdough, and but this version of making sourdough is so simple that oftentimes I'm hands-off and these guys are doing it. So I thought I would walk you through, with these guys' help, how you get your loaf started, and then I will put the recipe up and I'll show you the finished results tomorrow. So here we go. Okay, so first thing they're going to do, I'm gonna come over here and they're gonna be able to do it. First thing they're going to do, I'll swap sides with you, is put 520 grams of flour in our white mixing bowl here. And I like to do a combo of flour. So we're just gonna put a scoop of the einkorn flour. And then we're going to, einkorn flour is awesome because it's an ancient grain and it actually has a lot more chromosomes, or a lot less chromosomes, sorry, than conventional, very new aged wheat. It grows very tall, it's easier on the digestive system, and sourdough in general is actually easier on the digestive system. So they're putting some einkorn in, and then we have some organic bread flour here. And when it's organic, you know that there's no glyphosate, none of the Roundup, none of the pesticides, that sort of thing. So easier on the digestive system. And then when you make it as a sourdough, the sourdough wild yeast actually helps ferment and break down the gluten strands. So some people who are gluten intolerant can eat sourdough, some people can't. So one of the things that I have learned over the years is that using a scale is really helpful so that you can get some cooking and some baking, you don't have to be super accurate, but I found with this recipe and with bread baking, it is really helpful to be accurate. So 520 grams of flour, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of sea salt to this. And we're using a Redmond sea salt. It's a very fine cooking salt, so that cooks in and that mixes in really easily.
One more.
And then we have a fork here. It's a good idea to just kind of mix, whoops. Just take the fork and mix the salt and the flour together a little bit. Okay. Perfect. And then you can take that off the scale. And then we're gonna weigh out 385 grams of water.
Blue water, 385.
Too much. That's okay. You can take it out with this because I have the others already measured. That's the benefit of doing a kitchen scale, so you can really be accurate. Awesome. Okay. So then I have measured out here in my jar 1/3 of a cup of our starter. So I've had this starter going. Actually, this starter has been in my fridge for about 3 years, and I resurrected it and I fed it, which means I gave it some water and some flour for about 5 days, and it started bubbling and getting really happy. And so I now put that into, and then now we're gonna put that into the water, so you can do that. But this is like how we do our sourdough starter. There's a little bit of, and this starter is actually, in total, probably about 12 years old now. So we're gonna do that. And so this is my leftover. I'll just continue to feed that and that'll be happy. So, okay, so now we're just gonna take your fork and mix that together a little bit.
I want to mix it. I said When I said I wanted to mix it.
And that should be really cloudy. These boys love to cook, so sometimes it's a little bit of a competition. Okay, slow down. See how you're spilling it? Okay, great. So now Dad's gonna go ahead and mix the water and the wild yeast starter with the flour.
I don't even think
We're just going to mix that until it's thoroughly combined. We can get all that up. Hang on, So once that's combined, that's all combined, we're gonna let that sit with a wet towel over it for 15 minutes. And then we're gonna come back to it 2 more times tonight. And we're going to stretch and fold it. I'm gonna put the recipe up in the comments, so if you wanna like continue, slow down, continue this process, you may. And then this will actually take all night to rise, and then we'll actually cook it tomorrow. So I'll put a picture up tomorrow. So stay tuned. Sourdough is super fun.